Howdy fellas, Frankie Dave back here again on YouTube. I have another build update report on my trumpeter Albatross 148 scale. Took off in the last video. I went ahead and installed the interior inside the fuselage. Before I joined the fuselage hands together, I went ahead and applied the clear windows inside using 5 minutes epoxy. Once they dried, I went ahead and took some masking tape and cut some small rectangulars out, probably about 5/16 long, about a 1/4 inch width, so. Placed an individual alongside the windows to keep overspray from getting on when you airbrush your final coat on the model. As mentioned before, the windows all been pre-painted using aluminum, and this saves time of masking everything. So applying masking tape alongside there will prevent overspray from getting inside your windows and everything else. Just because they've been painted on the outside, you have to worry about that. That spray dust finds its way. So it's always good to mask those off. I'll show it to you as I show you the model. After the fuselages were joined together, I let it dry. I was kind of skittish at first about I hope that interior fits the other side of the fuselage, because as I showed you on the flight deck, it's got a tongue and groove. And you got 4 little slots inside the fuselage with it snap in. Well, I heard those 3 snaps. I knew it was in there, so I got lucky. Otherwise, worse at the worst, I had to cut those tabs off that flight deck so it'll go ahead and fit. But it was engineered to fit that way. That's the way it went in. So it's only goes in one way, fellas. That's the way it went. So I'm pretty happy. Once I set the fuselage aside to dry, I used Ambroid Pro Weld. The stuff right here. That stuff works pretty good, boys. It really does. And once the Pro Weld dried, I went ahead and backed it off with some Krylite glue. Set the fuselage aside, let it dry overnight. And while I was drying, I went ahead and masked down the clear canopy unit. This is the canopy unit to give you on the kit. I went ahead and done some masking on the whole windows right there, as you can see. The windshield is all masked. All I have to worry about. No spray on here where the windows are at, where they're masked down. Everything else on here is all aluminum. That'd be painted, airbrushed with the finished product. Here it is. So far, I got the fuselage all joined in. The interior parts are in there, as you can see, fellas. All that work I did back, you won't be able to see, but you guys know it's in there, and so do I. And here's the maskings I showed you. I put all these maskings on here. That'll prevent your overspray, because you've already got aluminum sprayed on here already. So you don't have to worry about touch up around the windows, because it's already been sprayed already. So therefore, these are masked off right here. Once the model is done, just remove the maskings, and there you go. The windows are all crystal clear in there. You can see the interior inside there. This here fits right alongside here like this. It's a perfect fit, boys. It fits real good. So the only putty that's applied on this model is in 5 different locations. You got it up here on top of the forward fuselage seam on the nose. Even around the canopy where it joins the fuselage has got to be filled. At top here, this top seam here has got to be filled. And once you, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to apply the center wing section, install the same to the fuselage, because I want the whole subassembly unit to be completely filled. Because that's the only part of the whole model that requires filler putty, is the center wing section that joins on a fuselage like this. As the center section is joined to the wing, you'll have to go back and use filler here, use filler here, where the forward wing or forward center section meets the fuselage. There's only 5 locations where there's got to be the use of filler putty. just very sparingly, not very much, because the seams ain't that big. But they will be seen once the model has been airbrushed. So therefore, that's about the only filling that needs to be done in this model. And so the plan of attack is I'm going to go ahead and finish the whole fuselage in its entirety. I'm going to go ahead and paint the whole fuselage up, finish it off, apply my visibility tail band. It's got to be airbrushed. My horizontal stabilizers, rudder stabilizers, and elevators got to be installed. I'm going to make sure the whole fuselage is completely finished. Now I can work on the wings next. It looks like it's going to be a pretty fast build. There's a lot of parts to the kit, but it's about a good 2 or 3 week job. So I'm going at it pretty steadily. I haven't been yellow bricking on the kit at all. I've been a lot of trying time and a lot of thinking time. So when you work on a model like this, like most kits, there's a thinking process involved too to make a better kit. If you just slap it together, you'll regret it at the end. So man, I should have done this, should have done that. But take your time. Model building is a time-consuming hobby. The more time you spend on a model, the better it's going to be. Speed always comes as it goes along, but ain't no sense of speeding on these things. They cost too much. So you got to get your money's worth somehow out of them. But this is a good kit. There's no fit issues at all in this model. Like I said, the only beef I got with this thing is going to give you no tail band on the decal sheet, or no walkaway, the Y walkaway on top of the wing. That's all to be done. So there's a company out there that is making a decal on it. So that'll be a godsend right there. Hopefully there might be one out there now before I finish this. If there is, I'll probably acquire it and buy it. Anyway, that's the update on the Albatross. On the next YouTube update, I'll show you the fuselage as it's been filled with filler putty, and the center wing has been joined. And we'll just keep it going along until the fuselage is complete, and we'll go on the next pushover, which is the wings and landing gear and cowlings and engine nacelles and undercarriage and other bits and pieces that have got to be installed. I'm pretty happy with the kit. It's going along pretty good. It's not that difficult of a model, to tell you the truth. Still, again, I like to stress that it's not a model designed for a novice, a person who's never built a model before, because if you had no idea, you could really ruin this thing, and $100 model is not worth it to ruin, so you gotta take your time on it. Well, got a little time to talk a little bit here until I get signed up the clock. Grandfather clock has given me a little time to say my goodbyes, my closing. I'd like to thank all you fellas out there for your comments and everything. They're much appreciated. I appreciate it from the bottom of my keel to the foretop. And Alex, I'm glad you're feeling a lot better, buddy. Take your medication, drink plenty of water, and your kidneys be good as new. And pretty soon your spirits will be uprisen, and you'll be able to knock out those marbles on the fire like you've been doing. Baghead, thank you. Panzer Bill, thank you. Aaron, thank you. Pete, all you good boys out there, you guys are the best. Thank you very much for your comments. I certainly appreciate it, and I'll answer them on the fire like I do. I'll do the same for you. And before I close off, I'd like to make God bless everybody out there and happy modeling. Now, please subscribe. And I'll catch you on the next YouTube presentation. I have a couple builds coming up where I have the next update on my Albatross. So stay tuned, fellas. Thank you, guys. Bye now.